now looking forward to the next challenge, and I wish Geneva the best, but I fear for Geneva whatever team I come back with.
Oh!
Yeah.
Taxi Müller mit einem Hockey-Wahnsinnigen, mit einem Schiri-Schreck, mit einem, den man entweder liebt oder hasst. In Genf ist er als Trainer, als Sportchef und als Besitzer verehrt worden wie ein Gott. An anderen Orten hat das ganze Stadion auspfiffen und man hat ihn am liebsten zum Teufel gejagt. In den letzten 20 Jahren hat fast niemand die Schweizer Eishockey so geprägt wie er, wie der Chris McSorley.
Taxi! 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 Taxi?
Hey, yeah, get in.
Reto!
Great to see you. Even though through the Corona curtain, you can actually take off your mask. Look at what we got, eh?
Thank you.
Good to see you too. How are you?
Great. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the taxi.
Well, it's a pleasure. Where are we heading to?
Well, first of all, you're driving taxi now?
Yeah.
I got to talk to Mr. Stussy here to give you a raise.
You know what? It's a lot of fun. It's not about the money, obviously.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored. Well, geez, normally you direct me. I guess now I'm going to direct you.
Okay, so where to?
You know what? I'm just passing through Zurich, and it would be great to show me something. I've only seen the Hallenstadion, and it's never been a very good experience for me.
I know. You know what? In this weather, well, yeah, I got an idea.
Okay.
So
good.
let's
do it. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, it's nice to be in Zurich today. It's just like Geneva, a little bit. We must have gave you the same weather.
I know, but what about it? I mean, you've been in Geneva for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, amazing.
Is there any chance that you and your family, your wife and your 2 kids could imagine living somewhere else in Switzerland?
Yeah, you know what? We're in the life of professional sports. You never unpack all your suitcases. Mm-hmm. You're always prepared to be on the move, and it was a great experience in Geneva. We accomplished a lot, but now looking forward to the next challenge, and I wish Geneva the best, but I fear for Geneva whatever team I come back with.
Oh, what does that mean?
No,
so any plans? Like
not immediate plans, but certainly there's plans. I mean, I still feel I got about 20 good years of kicking and screaming and shouting and causing trouble. So I feel I've got lots left in me. Yeah,
I'd love to hear that. We talk about that later on for sure. I mean, first of all, we have to talk about your whole career. You know, your amazing career, starting as a young player and coach in the States and in Canada. If you don't mind, we have an iPad right next to the right.
Okay.
And when we start there, the first picture, tell us about that time.
Wow. Well, you might as well just drive me back to Geneva. We'll have enough time. But you know what? I was pretty blessed with the fact that I had a large family, 9 brothers and sisters, and we all played hockey. Every time my dad on the farm turned his back, we always had our skates and our sticks hidden amongst the cattle and the hay bales. So a hockey game always broke out on the natural ice. But you know, I was a car accident when I was 17 and didn't really play hockey for 5 years. And when I saw my brother make it, and he was the worst hockey player in the family, I said, if he can make it, anybody can make it.
He was the worst?
Yeah, he was terrible. But so that was my motivation to get back into hockey, is having a brother like that make it and knowing that I was better than him.
But you told us about that car accident. It kind of destroyed the whole NHL career for you. Do you sometimes think back and going like, how it could have been?
I'm not so sure I would have made the NHL, but I certainly felt I probably exceeded, my capacities as a young player. But the car accident for me allowed me to go to school, allowed me to do a lot of other things, and it happened things happen, and you don't understand it at the time, but having a chance to go back and after 5 years and go and play and have a chance to go and compete at the high levels and sign with Los Angeles in 1986, God, that makes me such an old man.
Oh, come on.
But no, I was
it makes you
just
telling
blessed.
Great stories, you know?
350 games of very, very mediocre play, and sometimes the worst players make the best coaches. So I started at the minor league levels, and what people don't know at the minor league levels, it's about the equivalent of the LNB is today, Swiss League. But I'm driving the bus because the bus driver was an alcoholic. That was a very bad trouble to have if you're a bus driver to drink beer during the games. Cleaning toilets, apartments, doing the player laundry, sharpening skates. I mean, you learn to do it all way back in the minors.
If we talk about you being a coach in the States and also probably here, let's do a little game called True or False.
Oh boy. True.
True or probably it is. True or false? You once stripped down to your underwear to prove a point.
Yes, that's true. It's
okay.
True.
Once a girlfriend of one of your players pretended she was deaf, I think for a whole season, to have a training dog because dogs were not allowed in the player's apartment.
True. We were able to get the team doctor to actually write that she needed this dog to help her to answer the phone. And the doctor wrote the letter, then he said, how can she answer the phone if she's deaf? But that's true.
It doesn't make sense at all. And about the stripping, you have to tell us right away, right now.
Well, there's a phrase in English where the last thing that, what do you want, the shirt off my back? So the referee, I mean, believe me, North America's full of some bad referees, not just Switzerland. No, sorry, Danny. Danny, you guys do a good job. But certainly what the referee I felt needed to do a little bit of a better job. So I said, what do you want, the shirt off my back? And he made some smart remarks. So I basically stripped, but I had an offer the next day for a gym membership. So I took that a little personal.
You actually, well, you just kind of apologized to the referees here. I mean, in 2001, after your time as coach in the States and then in England, you came to Geneva. You made the promotion to the National League right away. You turned this team into a real playoff team. You made the playoffs 16 out of 18 times.
Thank you.
And there was especially a lot of playoff fights against Bern. And one of those fights, one of those moments, I think you know what I'm talking about, is in the next video. So if you don't mind.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Who's that handsome guy? That's Mr. Kosman.
You fucker!
Oh boy.
Good fucking job! Fuck him! Fuck him!
Okay, the door was broken.
Yeah, of course it was.
It was broken, and I was trying to alert the referee. So Danny, the door is broken. He didn't believe me, so he decided he sent me back to the dressing room for some oil.
I'm taking this fucking team with me.
Okay, hang on. When you talk about Danny, you mean Danny Koerman, who was the referee, and he's now the head of referees at IHF.
Yes.
Go one further.
Oh boy.
And Danny has a little something for you.
Oh no! Hey.
Go ahead.
This is nice.
Hi Chris, this is Danny. I remember that emotional moment in a very, very emotional playoff game. After the game I learned you are producing a movie, a documentary. So I thought, maybe Chris needed that scene for this movie and he did that on purpose. I learned a lot from you and I believe you helped me to become a better referee. So I want to thank you for that. Stay healthy, Chris, and all the best. Bye-bye.
You know what? That's first class. And I had the moment with Klaus Zog to arrange for me to come to Danny's retirement. And do you know what? We always had our differences, but unfortunately Danny had the whistle and I didn't, so he always had the last word. So he certainly showed me I certainly had to go to the bus early that night in Bern, but no, Danny was always one of the highest level referees in Europe, and what a nice, classy message.
And I mean, you know what is amazing? You had a lot of enemies, obviously, through all those moments, but you also earned so much respect. I mean, just listen to him. He's saying, "Thank you. You make me a better referee."
I probably put him in counseling more than help him as a better referee.
Probably, yeah.
But I mean, as a coach, you're always trying to push the envelope to try to maybe get that next call. And Danny, I mean, he had skin about like an elephant. I mean, you could never get through to Danny, and he you know, but there's 17,000 people in Bern, and I always knew Mark Luthi turned up the volume on the music every time I called a timeout, so the players couldn't hear me. So
he had his tricks too, right?
He does. Honestly, he has lots of tricks, and he always knows when I'm going to call a legal stick or a timeout. So he always makes sure he has a signal to the penalty box to turn up the music or the crowd noise.
When you said that 17,000 people whistling, booing, you always said you don't mind that at all. And we get to that.
No, I'm going to.
Do you actually mean that?
You know, it's. I always believe. I mean, even I've coached now almost over 30 years, and I've always believed if you go on the road and the fans like you, you're not doing your job right. And try to stay popular with your own fans. And if you're popular with the other fans, it means you're probably not beating the team. So I don't. You know, I'm always trying to treat them with respect, but I'm not somebody who goes to bed at night worrying about what the other fans think.
That is really amazing. Do you think sometimes it was counterproductive for your team as well? Because your wife, Eva, she once said, this is your hockey face. I mean, she knows you really well, and she knows it's all well planned, those emotions, that whole show.
Well, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it is sport. Life and death is what doctors, policemen, firemen, I mean, people of different vocations, what they do, and it is sport. And, you know, you can take it as serious, but at the end of the day, it's sport and it's a job. Do I really try to take my results home with me? For sure. When I go home and we won a game, my wife says you're impossible to be around, and when I lose, I'm going home and I'm looking for sympathy. So, at the end, I mean, it's emotional, but at the end, it's not life or death. And I certainly admire the athletes and their dedication, and to stand behind them and be part of it is amazing. But at the end, you're still providing entertainment for the fans, and you're driving the emotion of your entire canton. Yeah. And I've always felt I've got almost 500,000 friends when you win a game, and I don't have a friend on earth if you don't win a game when I was coaching Geneva.
If you want something to drink, please help yourself. We have a little...
Do you have any red wine or no?
Well, you know what? I'm not sure. But please help yourself.
Zurich Taxi...
I think we have some beer in there.
Really?
Not for me, not for the driver this time, okay?
Well, you Zurich Taxi drivers, you never know. Really, this is so nice. Wow. Water? No.
No water? No. Not interesting.
Okay, let's go. What time is it?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
And it's already after 12, so I'm sure that's just fine.
It's Friday in
Help
Zurich.
Yourself, please.
I was once told when I come to Switzerland, they say don't ever do any business with your lawyer, your accountant, or your banker after noon on Friday.
Is that when you come to Zurich? Is that what it said?
Probably the Zurich bankers and lawyers and accountants probably drink a lot more than the Genevois, but I don't know though. But I guess I'd have to ask somebody.
Okay,
this is nice.
Here we go.
You sure you know anything about Zurich?
What's that?
You know where you're going, actually?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
good.
no, we're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not driving me to the Hallenstadion, are you?
No. The Hallenstadion will be over there.
Great. Because
no game
good memories.
No game on right now.
No good memories there. So.
Okay, don't worry. But what about memories from back home? We want to kind of figure out where you come from and what made you the Chris McSorley that we all know. And if we want to have a look at the next picture.
Oh my gosh.
Back in Ontario. You as a kid on the farm. I love that picture.
Yeah, I mean, those are actually corn stock. My dad could grow corn, and he grew a lot of it. So my dad grew about 400 acres of corn every year, and my mom, she could make corn like 50 different ways. So she would, we'd have corn on the cob, cream of corn. Oh yeah, like corn stew, corn soup. Like my mom, she could flat out make corn. But there I was probably about 6 years old. I'm with a couple of my dumb brothers, and that's Marty, who's not too sharp on the right, and that's my brother Jack, who's really not sharp at all on the left.
And obviously you're the guy in the middle, right? I'm the sharp one.
I'm the sharp one.
Yeah, of course you are. So right here, it looks like you had just a wonderful, time being a kid growing up on the farm. But actually, from what I hear, your parents were very strict. You had to work on the farm quite a bit. Is that right?
That's right. And my dad always made sure that he got us up early before school and after school. And the one thing we hated as kids, we hated summer vacation. Because we went to school to get away from Dad and the farm. So we actually made sure we were good students, because staying around the farm, I mean, we had to clean the pigs, the cattle, the chickens, the horses, and I mean, my dad always made sure that he waited for the pigs to get about 100 kilo before he decided, take the boys out to go castrate the pigs. And I mean, a 100 kilo pig, I mean, Dad thought that was just good hockey training. I mean, didn't really help the pig much, but
True.
I can assure you that we were not short of doing some strange hockey trainings growing up.
Well, I mean, about the hockey training, but first of all, tell us, when you had 9 siblings, nine brothers and sisters, was it difficult for you to seek attention from your parents? It must have been.
Well, I guess really you just had to, we actually had enough attention from each other, but I can say that I was old enough, I was the middle child, so that you're old enough to steal from the young and young enough to be stolen from by the elders. But laundry day was always a mystery, because even to this day, my wife Eva, she thinks that I'm afraid of putting something in the laundry because I don't think I'm going to get it back.
That's true.
So anytime you had a favorite pair of shirt or socks or underwear, like seriously, like it was gone because your brother took it and he was wearing it the next day. So that's why to this day I have this fear of those laundry machines. I think they eat your favorite item of clothing.
And then you didn't just have normal clothes. No, you actually had your hockey gear as well. When you go to the next one.
Yeah, that's again. That's the whole hockey team right there, and one of my little sisters. So. My dad was always the manager of the team, so he always was the one who regulated you as far as ice time. But I guess I'm the good-looking one in the middle there, and it's from oldest to youngest. But I can honestly say that was a fearsome team, because playing the opponent was not nearly as bad as playing against your brothers and sisters. So no, it was those are some magical days, really.
And is it true actually that you guys played on a river on your farm, and you actually quite a few times you fell through the ice?
That's true. And since I was again one of the middle boys, if the puck went down by where the ice was thin, they'd always send me, because I just thought it was because I didn't weigh as much, but I just think that they probably felt I was expendable. So I realized that maybe Dad felt he had enough, and certainly I probably drove him crazy enough that he just sent me down to go get the puck on thin ice.
I mean, obviously, when you talk about stories like that, it means you became a tough kid right away, right? I mean, and it made you the tough player that you were as well, and tough coach too.
Well, I never really knew any different, and again, growing up, you had to fight for just about everything, and again, it was an amazing upbringing. Don't misunderstand me. I mean, my brothers and sisters were super close still today, but what it was just a very competitive atmosphere, and we played hockey in the winter and baseball in the summer, and all through school it was just probably part of our DNA to survive. But it wasn't that you actually physically had to battle every day for the last pork chop on the table, but you sure definitely learn to eat fast if you're ever going to protect your next meal.
So here we are. We would have a look inside here, because what is here is MySports.
Is it?
And you have never been to MySports, so it's finally time.
You've always been to see me so many times.
Yeah.
God, you got underground parking. Oh, this is nice.
So here we are.
Wow, the studio.
Please come in.
Jeez, look at this.
Yeah.
You're expecting a tough audience. Is that like a COVID mask?
No. What? Maybe we could turn it into it, right?
It's like COVID mask, like.
So this is our studio, and what we love really is that whole screen. So what would happen during the games? We have like 6 screens and the 6 games going on, and we will watch those games.
This is a home cinema.
I know. Some people actually, they take their a chair from back there. They would just put it right here, and they go like, "Oh man, this is
great."
So ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to have me here tonight. Today, Chris McSorley.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you know where I work normally, so thanks for showing where you work.
I know. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. So here we go.
If I could get one of these for me, if they're soundproof, because because my wife talks a lot, so it would be great if this was soundproof.
So, back on track again. You in Geneva, the whole city, the fans, the media, they all loved you. I mean, it was like a religious thing. You were their Jesus Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite something.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was an immense honor to be part of it, but I always made sure I was always accessible to the fans after the game, win or lose. You know, I shook a lot of hands and kissed a lot of babies, and you know, you have to be a marketing machine as well. And when you're an owner and a manager, you're dependent on putting you know, a lot of people in the seats. And people always ask me, well, how come when you're losing a few games, why is there no banderoles saying fire McSorley?
Exactly.
Well, I said it's probably because I invited every one of them to the game. So at the end, I had more or less a personal relationship with just about every one of them.
But could you tell at that moment that this was the end of quite an era as a coach of Geneva?
Well, I'd hoped to continue, but obviously other people had different ideas. But you know, I still consider myself one of the best coaches outside the NHL, and you know, you don't win all these games by accident. You don't win with the teams you have unless you're able to raise every player to their level. So for me, I mean, it's unfortunately in a big organization, you're a victim of other people's opinions, and mostly of the time their opinions are not as educated as yours. So at the end, I didn't really feel that was the end of my coaching. It might have been the end of my coaching in Geneva, but it was something I anticipated to continue.
Chris, what is your new chapter? I mean, we all wonder. I mean, they say your contract in Geneva, it might even run until your retirement, but this is not your plan. I mean, you're not going to sit that out.
No.
We want to see you back as a coach.
No, and again, I'm no longer under a contract, so for me, I can move on. And my next challenge is, you know, I'm carefully designing it because I'm going to go to an organization that's got some vision towards what they want to do, and I want to be sure that you know, if I'm going to go in there as a professional, you're going to be treated and you're going to be expected to run your team that way. And for me, it's my next job is going to make sure I'm going to go with some, you know, with an organization that's going to be driven, motivated, and competent.
Is that a Swiss organization?
Yes, it will be. You know, Switzerland is an amazing country. There's no bad organization or bad place to be in Switzerland. So, you know, it's for me, it's the greatest country in the world, and sorry, Canada included. But this is where we hang our hat. This is where we call home, and this is where I hope my legacy can continue.
When it's about you, and you talked about your legacy in Geneva. I mean, how is that? And I hope you don't mind me asking.
No.
Do you mind leaving Geneva without winning that Swiss championship, without building that arena? Or is it more seeing that the club was successful last season without you being a coach? I hope you don't mind.
No, not at all. Not winning a title, yes, it hurts. Not having an arena get built, yes, it hurts. But it doesn't hurt that much because I know that it's going to be eventual. This team is capable of winning a title in the next 2 years, and if they do, I know I had a big part of playing it.
So let's see where we can actually stop.
Well, before you stop here, Rado, I actually brought a little gift for you. Something that these are one of the few I've never broken. So I'm very happy.
Oh my God!
No, I know.
Are you serious?
I know. But I mean, I'm surprised I survived this terrible ordeal of riding around with you. But I'm gonna leave it with you. So at least you'll have your own rink board.
Oh man. That's fantastic. In return, just whenever you need a
taxi, that's great.
Please give me a call, okay?
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much. This is fantastic. We should put it up somewhere. Look at that. That's great. Thank you.
It's you might want to be. This is a erasable marker.
Okay.
So if you have another coach, he can just Arnold.
Yeah, sure.
Arnold's
here.
He'll wash me off and put his name on it. I know that guy.
We'll never do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.